All right. Good evening. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Good Bytes. I am your host, Brad Waid, and along with my amazing co-host is Michelle Moore. Michelle, how are you doing this week?
Hi, Brad. I'm doing well. Pretty much the same as I was doing last week. Not much has changed.
I know it's crazy. It's funny. Our footprint of where we go in our lives right now is really small. Like we don't go a lot of places. But I have to say, it is a nice break every week, coming online and visiting with you, talking about all the good things we've been seeing. And so I'm excited about another great episode of Good Bites. Thank you again for joining me, and as always. So let's do this. We are in another round of COVID-19. We're still in lockdown, quarantine, whatever you want to call it. We're a couple months in. But let's share some good news. And Michelle, I'll share mine first because I want to share about what a local restaurant did. So I saw this online. I went and read the article. A California restaurant, I'll just read this a little bit. A California restaurant has found a compassionate way of keeping their business open by simultaneously caring for hospital staffers fighting the novel coronavirus outbreaks. What they did is they did an adopt a nurse and adopt a doctor program. So what you can do is you can call in, you can get food for yourself, but you can also basically adopt a nurse or a doctor. You can basically buy a lunch or a meal for them, and they will send it to the hospital and for one of the frontline workers. How awesome is that?
I love it. That's so innovative. And I've seen a lot of meal drop-offs from restaurants just, feeding hospitals for a day. And I know a lot of the city of Tampa work has been around getting sponsored lunches for those frontline workers, including, firefighters and things like that. But I love the idea that you can adopt, someone in one of those essential worker fields and support your local restaurant. That's amazing.
Absolutely. And taking a page out of your book, ever since this started, you have been a big supporter of supporting locally. I see all of your social media, everything from arts to businesses to small businesses to food to local restaurants. That's great. And the nice thing, like you said, is I've seen a lot of companies providing a lot of meals, but now it allows somebody like me that I can do something. I can get a meal for my family. I can also get another meal for a doctor, a nurse, somebody who is on the front line doing this. It's another small part that we can all play in a bigger picture. And we'll put the link in the show notes. You can see the article here. Just a great feel-good story. So glad to share that. So Michelle, what do you have this week?
Oh my gosh, it was so interesting. I have a friend who is actually a music therapist, and she's this incredibly talented musician, and she also does a lot of therapy work, and she'll visit hospitals. Currently, she's doing a lot of virtual sessions, and she shared a resource on Facebook that she's taking part of, and I loved it. Her name is Eileen. So Eileen posted about the Child Life Disaster Relief, and they have a series of webinars going on called Coping Through Connection. So we know that there's going to be some long-term trauma from everything that this is causing in our kids and even within ourselves, but we don't really know what it's going to look like or how it's going to come out. And we don't, for most of us, at least not me as a parent, know how to talk to my children about it or be able to recognize some of those post-traumatic stress behaviors. So they are offering free webinars for kids who just want to join and connect with others and talk about what they're going through. And I just thought it was a really unique resource and a really great way for kids to connect to each other, for teenagers to connect with each other and feel like they can safely share what they're going through, because it's not necessarily their circle of friends or they don't want to be weirded out or judged. So it's just this really safe space. And they do limit the size of the webinars, but you can sign up. It's about 45 minutes. And each webinar, I believe, has 2 licensed professionals who will help moderate the conversation. So I just thought that was a really neat way for kids to get help and help process what they're going through.
That's great. What a wonderful resource and story to share, because we're all going through this, and this is a great opportunity for kids to have a community where they feel safe, that they can share and realize, that they're not alone. There's a same here movement going on right now for mental wellness, mental health awareness right now, the month of May. It's all about same here. We're all going through something. We're all doing this together. This is a first time for all of us. And it's nice that you found a place where students can share and they can be a part of a community and realize that they're not alone in this. That's just a wonderful, wonderful thing to share. We'll put the information in the show notes and share that right here. All right, Michelle. So always want to bring this up to what made you laugh? We were talking off air, and I know we have a couple things, but I saw in the show notes, as soon as you started typing it and see it, I had just seen it. So Michelle, what made you laugh?
Do we love anything else more than memes? No.
Right?
But memes can get kind of played out. They can get used, and then they lose their effect. So this week we have a new meme on the internet, and we're very, very excited about it. Thank you, Michael Jordan. Thanks to that documentary. Is it ESPN that made his documentary?
Yes, I believe it was. Yes.
Or ESPN2.
ESPN2, yeah.
Let me get it right. For the 3 people that are watching this, don't
Right.
So ESPN2 has made that documentary, The Last Dance, and it's Michael Jordan's untold story. And in it, we got a new Michael Jordan meme that Brad will throw up, and the internet is going crazy with it. And it's been so much fun seeing all the different tweets about it, and it's been very entertaining and refreshing.
Oh, it's so good. And it's nice to have a new one for Michael Jordan, because we had the crying one for a long time. We had the one, him hugging the trophy for a long time. And, it's so funny because my kids are so tired of me laughing by myself about this. I'll go on Twitter and see what's trending, and it'll be like somebody's name, right? And of course, for me, the very first one I see is the meme of Denzel Washington, like he's tapping his chest going, shoot, I thought this meant, they're trending. I thought they had the coronavirus and we lost them. But, of course, it's always something ridiculous. So 20 years from now, when kids are doing research on this, I hope they go back and just get a chuckle out of a lot of these things that, at least we found some ways to find a laugh, to find a smile, to share this, some levity in a very hard moment. So, thank you, Michael Jordan. Thank you, ESPN2. And if you haven't seen it, go take a look at it. And also go get a nice smile from Denzel Washington. Glad you didn't get taken by coronavirus. So, all right. Well, thank you for that good laugh. It's always fun. Now, Michelle, I'm going to share part of our Good Bytes. So here we are for Good Bytes, this section. This is where we share resources around STEM, technology. And Michelle, you know what I have for everybody today?
What?
I have an app that's a family app, and it's around augmented reality. And get this, it's basically a hide and seek app with a pirate twist. It's called ARG, and I'll put it up here, and it is for both iOS and Android, and it's really new. They're still working out how it's going to play, and they're still making it better every day. But essentially, you go and you play hide and seek in a world of augmented reality, and it's good for kids and parents together.
I love it. That is amazing. I'm going to have to download it first.
Yeah, right. And we have a picture of it right here so you can see it and you can go download it. We'd love for you to play it and try it and let us know what you think. It sounds like it's so much fun. And again, we're always trying to find things that, since we're in these confined spaces, parents and kids, are forced to have a lot of time together. And maybe this will be one of those moments that they can enjoy together, play an interactive game, and use a little bit of technology at the same time.
I think that's going to be so much fun. It's probably going to be big in Tampa. We're big pirate people in Tampa. I don't know if you've heard of our Gasparilla, but it's kind of a big deal.
Yes, absolutely. I have. And, there's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the pirate ship and everything else. Now, I will tell you, when you are searching this, it doesn't come up unless you put the exact number of R's in it. It's capital AR, and then I think it's 4 little R's and then a G. So pay attention to the graphic, because even when I was searching it and pulling it up, because I had read about it, I was pulling it up and it took me a while to get it. So it is pretty finicky on the exact spelling, just saying.
Oh my gosh, we're going to have to link it for people. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I wonder, as they grow, if they will refine that or come up with a way to kind of get to the top of those Google searches.
Absolutely, because like I had a picture of it from an article I was reading. It's so like I searched them like, wait, it's not here, and then I like went over and all. I had to really look with my eye and see, oh, it's a certain. And I'll make sure we have the link and the right number of little r's, lowercase r's in there. But yes, we hope it gets up to the top of the search engine. So, all right, Michelle. So, what do you have for us in the world of STEM this week?
So it's interesting. I saw in the show notes what you put, and I was like, oh, mine's kind of a family thing too. So Chris Woods at Daily STEM on Twitter does a STEM newsletter with a lot of different categories and great resources. And one of the STEM resources he shared this week was a at-home family challenge that everyone can participate in with, various materials you could find around the house. And there's an artist, Daryl Wakelam, who created all these different challenges for families at home to try to make together into beautiful works of art. So you could do fossil fish out of pasta, egg box mouse, toilet rocket roll ship, and just a lot of really fun activities. And obviously having those conversations along the way about what you're learning or what you're building and how are we measuring and how can we throw in some of that science in there. So I thought that was really neat and a good way to incorporate the arts into STEM.
Oh, I love it. And people who have been watching the show know that's something that we talk about all the time, or STEM resources and activities, not only for kids, but things that parents can do with them. That's not too much on the kid. That's not too much on the parent. And we'd like you to, if you want more information about that, please check out Educators Corner. Go to bradwaid.com, Educators Corner. Michelle, the co-host, her right there, she is the one that curates this page. So we've already got a lot of great activities up there. Please visit from time to time. And if you have a STEM resource, please email me here and share your resource. We'll put it up on the page. We'll give you credit. We just want to build a community around this so people have activities and things that they can do together and still keep their brains active. What a great resource, Michelle. Great person to follow on Twitter as well. And what a perfect time to now move on from our good bites to, all right, Michelle, this is probably my favorite segment, is when we talk about, like, what are you streaming this week? What are you watching, or what do you plan on watching? What do you have on your plans?
So it's funny because last week I technically hadn't streamed anything, between shows, and I was struggling a little bit. I will update everyone, let them know I watched the Parks and Rec special reunion show right after we finished recording, as promised, and it did not disappoint. And this week, I actually had two things I wanted to recommend, but I'll save one for next week. So it was just interesting, things got turned around. This week, my streaming choice is actually brought to you by my 9-year-old Max. And we started watching this a couple years ago when it first came out. And I fell in love with it because I always I have two kids, 7 and 9. I always let them pick whatever they want to watch, and I just kind of sit through it. And sometimes I like it, but most of the time I don't. It's made for kids and I can't really get into it. So I want to say about 1.5 years ago, he started watching the show, and I was like on my phone, kind of listening to it in the background, not really paying attention. And then I was like, this is really good. Like, what's happening? And then it turned into us watching it together and doing like plot predictions and really getting into it as a family, which is so hard to do because you have all different ages and interests. So my streaming this week is Trollhunters by Guillermo, I can't say it. I really can't say it. Guillermo del Toro. Sorry, I was trying to say it in English and I just have to say it in Spanish.
I love it. Hey, you be you. You go. That's great.
I know. I was trying to keep my English accent. I'm sorry. I can't.
No, we need more Latin flavor. We like it. Keep going.
I know. That was so funny. But he created Trollhunters, and it's animated, and it's just really great storytelling. And because Guillermo's name was behind it, he got some really great actors to do the voice. So it's not just really good storytelling, it's also really good acting, which can be hard to do when it's animated. And we finished, the season has 3 parts. We finished it a while ago. It's nothing new, but we started rewatching it this past week, and it's just as good this time around. So I had to throw that on there for the What Are You Streaming?
I love it. I have not seen Trollhunters yet. You saw the link there. You saw the picture of it there. What a fun one. I'm always pleasantly surprised when I watch something with the kids, and it ends up being something that I can get into as well. So it sounds like Trollhunters was not only for the kids, but you got a chance to, you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, it was really cute to watch as a family. No different than sitting together for a Pixar movie or Disney movie. It was great.
That's awesome. And did you say there's only 1 season so far, or?
It's already done. So there's 3 parts. They don't do seasons, they do parts, and there's 3 parts, and they're not doing any more, but there's spin-offs that are coming out of it that take place in the same town and have the same kind of themes.
Nice. Well, thank you for that. And that's Trollhunters. So check it out and let us know what you think. And as always, as you're watching the show, watching these different segments, you see mine and Michelle's Twitter handles down below. Please let us know what you're watching. Give us feedback. Ask us questions. We would love to share and have conversations with you. Now, Michelle, I am so excited to share this one. I have been watching this since it came out. There are 15 seasons now. And I'm now going on public record. So here we go. So my show that I have been streaming is Ancient Aliens. Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of it. I've watched it. I get a kick out of it.
There you go. I will take that. I will take that you say you're getting a kick out of it. Now, I will say, having 15 seasons, I'm pretty sure when Giorgio started this series, he had, maybe in his wildest dreams, he could have imagined it going 15 seasons and more. So that means, 100 and something episodes? Some of them are like, wow, that's very interesting. Maybe that's a stretch. I don't know. But I have to tell you, so it's created by Giorgio Tsoukalos. He started 15 seasons ago. And the way the premise started, and I love it because the show is all about looking at things around the earth. And this is where it originated, was like, here's a lot of evidence. There's even images of UFOs. All right. So thank you for indulging me, Michelle. That was very kind and polite of you. You had no idea what you were getting into tonight. So I think you did a great job. Thank you so much. All right, so as we move on as we start wrapping it up, Michelle, songs and music is always a great way for people to connect, whether it's individually or with people. Music just does something. So I would love to hear, what is a song for you that you've maybe heard this week or is always on your playlist that you would like to share?
Oh, this week was easy. It's a new song. It came across on my Discover Weekly or something playlist, Wherever You Go by Jonas Blue, featuring some pretty awesome people. And the voice is amazing in it. It makes me want to get up and dance. The lyrics are really good, kind of romantic, but just really, really good song that puts me in a good mood and will give me the energy I need to start moving around and getting things done around the house because I'm not going anywhere else.
That's awesome. And I think for once our songs are going to kind of be in the same realm because you'll have an uplifting one, I'll have a sad one or whatever, the world's going to end. I think that was literally one of my names of the songs I shared. I'll have to check that one out. I don't know that one, and I'll share one with you that is also new. It's called Big by Mackenzie Berg. And I love it because I was in the car with my son the other day and he had his music going and this song came on and I was not familiar with it. And it's just a really nice, easy, it's in between a love song and a dance song. It's just got a nice upbeat song. Now here's what it says. Here's a couple of the lines. I'm kind of paraphrasing. He's singing and he says, "You make all the little victories feel big. And then he says, "You are my silver lining." And I thought, you know what? Like, if anybody knows me, I love that. And especially with our times, like, hey, grasp onto the things that you can. If it's something that makes you smile, hey, we'll take it because, as we know, these are some interesting times, very trying times for a lot of us. But you know what? We find Michelle, that's part of the reason we're doing this show is to try to bring some happiness and some comfort to people who are watching.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the lyrics in the show notes, and I was going to pull up some of the lyrics for my song, and I totally forgot to, but it had something very similar where, it's kind of like I lay my head on your chest, and I think it's like, I'm the song that your radio is playing, or something with radio and song, and, just finding comfort in that other person or the other half that you have in your life, which is cute. So yes, for once, our songs are very much aligned.
That's perfect. Yeah, music can just speak to us, and it's always been big part of my life. And I'm guessing music always inspires you and it connects with you in ways that are very meaningful as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as we start to wrap up, Michelle, as always, I just want to say thank you for being such a great co-host and joining me and putting up with me and indulging me on Ancient Aliens this week. That was really like you earned your hazard pay this week. That is for sure.
Well, we got it out of the way, so no more aliens talk, right? There's not going to be like a round 2 next week, right?
That's right. No, we are good. So as always, thank you, Michelle, and everyone joining us, whether you're joining us right now or watching one of the segments on playback. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being part of our bigger community, contributing your thoughts, sharing your resources, and simply just saying hi. We really value you as being a community with us. And as always, please share with Michelle and I. Get connected with us on Twitter, all our other social medias. Ask us questions. We'd love to have more conversations with you as well. So, Michelle, thank you, as always, for joining.
Yeah, thank you. And thank everyone who's watching and tuning in and who's supporting us on social media and engaging with us. It's amazing. And definitely go visit bradwaid.com. We have so many good resources there for you to use with families, as parents, as educators. We hope you find something that you will take home and bring STEM learning into your house.
Perfect. What a great wrap up. Thank you again. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. Stay safe and stay connected.